GH's Sonny should buy Gio a new violin. In Port Charles, nothing is ever just a gift. A necklace can be a confession. A house can be a trap. And a violin, especially this violin, can be redemption. As General Hospital continues weaving its intricate web of legacy, secrets, and emotional reckoning, one question has quietly begun to echo beneath the loudest storylines of mob wars and courtroom explosions. On the surface, it sounds simple, almost trivial. Sonny Corinthos, the infamous mob boss with endless resources, buying a musical instrument for a young man trying to find his way in the world? That's pocket change. But in Port Charles, symbolism is currency. And a violin isn't just wooden strings. For Gio, it's identity. For Sonny, it's accountability. And for the audience, it's a chance to see a different kind of power play, one rooted not in fear, but in healing. Gio didn't come to Port Charles looking for chaos. He didn't arrive with schemes or grudges or a hidden agenda wrapped in a designer suit. He came with music, with talent that felt almost too pure for a town built on secrets. From the moment Gio lifted his violin, the tone was clear. This wasn't about fame. It wasn't about ambition. It was about expression. About survival. About translating pain into something beautiful. But Port Charles has a way of testing innocence. The violin Gio plays now isn't just worn, it's tired. The strings buzz when they shouldn't. The wood carries the scars of travel, neglect, and compromise. Much like Gio himself, it's an instrument that has endured more than it ever should have. And that matters, because Gio didn't choose the battles swirling around him. He inherited them. Just like so many young people in Sonny Corinthos' orbit over the years. Sonny Corinthos has spent decades telling himself one core truth. I protect my family. But history tells a more complicated story. Yes, Sonny protects. But Sonny also exposes. He draws people into a world where loyalty comes at a cost, and that cost is often paid by the young. Michael, Christina, Morgan. Each of them bore scars from Sonny's choices, even when those choices were made with love. And now there's Gio. Not a biological son. Not officially family. But unmistakably within Sonny's gravitational pull. Sonny sees something in Gio that unsettles him. It's not defiance. It's not fear. It's potential. And potential is dangerous, because it invites regret. The violin as a mirror. Sonny understands power. He understands weapons. He understands money. But art. That's harder. A violin doesn't intimidate. It doesn't demand obedience. It asks for vulnerability. Precision. Patience. Everything Sonny has struggled with. When Gio plays, he isn't asserting dominance, he's revealing truth. Every note exposes emotion Sonny has spent a lifetime burying beneath control and reputation. That's why the violin matters. Buying Gio a new one wouldn't be charity. It wouldn't be a bribe. It wouldn't even be an apology in the traditional sense. It would be acknowledgement. An unspoken admission that Sonny recognizes the weight Gio carries, and that, this time, he wants to lighten it, not add to it. Why this gift is different from all the others. Sonny has bought many things in his life. Cars to apologize. Apartments to control. Businesses to secure loyalty. But a violin? That's different. A violin doesn't bind Gio to Sonny. It doesn't pull him deeper into the mob world. It doesn't demand repayment. Instead, it says, I see who you are, and I don't want to change you. For Sonny Corinthos, that might be the most radical act of love imaginable. Gio's fear, being owned, not helped. Here's the heartbreaking truth. Gio would hesitate to accept the violin. Because in Port Charles, nothing from Sonny comes without strings. And Gio has spent his life trying to cut them. He doesn't want to be another name on Sonny's mental ledger of people he's taken care of. He doesn't want his talent wrapped in obligation or expectation. That internal conflict, wanting help, fearing the price, is exactly why Sonny buying the violin matters. Not as a transaction, but as a boundary. Sonny would have to give it freely, with no speech, no condition, no reminder later. Just a simple moment. A box. A violin. Silence. A scene GH should absolutely write. Picture this. It's late at night at the Metro Court. The lobby is quiet. Gio is packing up after playing for a nearly empty room. His violin case snaps shut with that familiar, tired sound. Sonny watches from a distance. He doesn't interrupt. He doesn't hover. He waits. Finally, he approaches, not as the mob boss, not as the king of Port Charles, but as a man who has lived long enough to recognize regret when he sees it. He hands Gio the case. Gio frowns. Sonny, I can't. No speeches, Sonny says. Just open it. Inside, a handcrafted violin. Rich wood. Perfect balance. The kind of instrument that doesn't just play music, it carries it. Gio's hands tremble. This isn't. It's yours, Sonny interrupts. No strings. A beat. Music saved my life once, Sonny admits quietly. I don't want to be the reason it doesn't save yours. And just like that, Sonny does something he rarely does. He lets go. Why fans are ready for this moment. Fans have watched Sonny evolve, or resist evolution, for decades. They've seen him lose sons, fracture relationships, and wrestle with the consequences of his empire. What they haven't seen enough of is preventive compassion. Buying Gio a new violin isn't about fixing the past. It's about choosing a different future. One where a young man with talent isn't swallowed by violence. One where Sonny's legacy includes creation, not just control. One where art wins over bloodshed, if only for a moment. And in a show that thrives on emotional symbolism, this gesture would resonate louder than any gunshot. The real question isn't why should Sonny buy the violin? It's this. Can Sonny finally give something without taking anything in return? If the answer is yes, then Gio's new violin won't just be a gift. It will be proof that even in Port Charles, even for Sonny Corinthos, redemption can still be written, one note at a time.